Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Welcome to another exciting, and I mean exciting episode of Real Nerds Podcast. I'm Ryan. I'm joined by Brad.
Hey.
Every week, we see a new movie, and we podcast our experience to the world, or two movies. This week, we saw Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, The Final Reckoning.
Dude,
I got it.
You were blowing it today.
I know. And Lilo and Stitch. Stay tuned. We'll do Lilo and Stitch first, play the trailer, then spoil the movie. Then we'll jump into Mission Impossible, recommend it or not, play the trailer, then spoil the movie. And then, Brad, now normally I do nerd news, but this week, so this might be news to you. I mean, not really because I've been talking to you, but I manage our Threads account, and you do not follow us on Threads, and you don't own a Threads account.
Yeah, I'm done with that stuff. Yep.
But Instagram obviously is connected to Threads, and you posted something on Instagram that on Threads went viral, and I mean big time.
Was it one of my videos?
No, not anything creative at all. It was
that tracks.
Your state of affairs going to the movies had a lot of opinion, and so instead of doing the movie news, I'm gonna read your post, and then I highlighted my favorite responses to it.
Oh, great.
So now some people will be like, you know what? My favorite responses are going to be people that agree with you. Brad, I didn't do that. My favorite responses, and this is how I know it went viral, besides the numbers are fine. But behind the numbers is when it goes, yeah, I agree with you, mate. You know, people from England and stuff. But then the vitriol started. It made me laugh so hard. So I went ahead and
there's more good comments than bad ones, though, right?
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Way more.
Thank you.
When we get to it, I'll give you the final rundown, and it just made me laugh because that's how I know it went viral, Brad, is people started hating you for no reason. And it just is that basically it summed up how I feel about the internet in one post. I'm not even joking.
You know, I actually didn't put my name. I didn't attribute my own name to that post. So
I know.
For all we know, they hate you.
Yeah, that's fine. They can hate me. Because once you start getting hate mail, I have noticed when we get people that respond to us negatively, it seems to go viral a lot faster. Opposed to, we agree with you and you're doing a great job. People just want to say, go fuck yourself, and that's how they roll.
Yeah, I know a lot of that is actually just there's, they have these farms with all these cell phones plugged in, and they just have bots that just punch out hate posts just to either create engagement or attack some ideology or something. So yeah, who knows if these are even real?
Yeah, but it made me laugh because, we do this really for fun. Obviously, we don't do it for notoriety or anything, but for this to have taken off, and when we get there, the post is whatever. It's not even, you know what I mean? It's not something that
I did kind of segue into saying all the audiences suck. Go fuck yourselves.
You did in a way, but
I was mad.
Not in a hot take way where you expected it to take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like sort of related, but it wasn't really really a thought that like made sense with the post. But yeah, it definitely like attacked other people. So of course they came running.
But we should have learned because last year when we did our panel at Denver Fan Expo, which will be there this year as well, doing another panel, the most engagement we've ever had was by people talking about their experiences. So that definitely gets people talking.
Yeah, I just had an idea for our like goodie bag or whatever. We should create like a pamphlet that's like in planes they have like the emergency like instructions.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that, but for like theater etiquette.
Ooh, I like that.
So pass out, spread some knowledge of like how to behave in a theater.
I like that.
The way they used to.
Yeah, I saved something where someone says this is how they used to behave in theaters. I think you might like it.
Sweet.
Anyways, we'll also talk about what we watched at the end of the show this week. But we'll start with Lilo and Stitch. Disney goes back to live action remakes. Brad, do you recommend Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm a little bit baffled about the changes they made, and there's not a lot. But at the end of the day, it's still a fun. It's a lot like the original. It's just live action. Although, is it live action? Because Stitch is still animated. Whatever. Yeah, it's fun. It's cute. It's fun. It's the same movie, pretty much, as the original.
We are so much alike lately. It's kind of gross. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I think the movie is cute. It's fun. I think it's a fun family film. It does take out some things from the original and keeps some things exactly the same. I don't know if it adds anything, but it's a good time. And it proves that Stitch is an enduring character. Here's the trailer for Lilo and Stitch.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one. What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
A shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there!
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing? No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
We are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That was close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles. We have a blue dog to catch.
Cobra! No, wait!
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
for someone who doesn't know, I mean, it's really interesting. I was reading an article on Variety, and they're saying that why this movie is going to be so big is because a lot of parents now remember seeing Lilo and Stitch in the theater when they were kids, and they liked it, so they want to have that experience now with their kids. So it has this cross-generational pull.
Well, I don't know if this theaters like, because it was a hit, but it wasn't like a big hit when it came out in theaters. But I imagine a lot of them saw it on home video.
Yeah.
Soon after, and that's probably where they're like, "Oh, I missed this in theaters, and now I want to make sure my kid sees it in theaters."
You're probably right. It's because the original animated film, it's a lot like The Emperor's New Groove, in my opinion, where it's better than you'd expect it to be. And it's just a fun time. And then it has kind of grown. The story revolves around an alien race, or I don't even know, because they're all different things. So I don't know what you would call them. An alien
universe, I guess.
Universe. There we go.
Yeah.
Where a scientist creates Experiment 626. He does not have the name Stitch yet. Where he is supposed to be really smart and adapts really well, but he's basically destroys everything.
Wait, I just realized Stitch's original name is one of the Earths from the Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's the original Earth in Marvel. So it's like Marvel Prime.
Everything's connected. I wonder what that means.
Guess Stitch is in the Marvel universe. So he's sentenced to exile, and he escapes and ends up crash landing on Earth, where we meet. What's Lilo's sister's name? Nani. Hey, I did it. Where she is trying to raise Lilo after the death of her parents, and she is not doing that great of a job at it, which you can feel she's trying. I mean, she's holding down jobs, but she can't keep them because Lilo is also a troublemaker and gets her fired from her one job. But Nani also doesn't go to Lilo's dance recital. So there's a lot of friction in the family because they have not learned to live without their parents yet through the traumatic death of them. I don't think they really ever say what happened to them, but I'm guessing they had some sort of accident where both parents were killed at the same time. And so it's trying to be a family when you're missing parts of your family, and then bringing someone into your life, in this case Stitch, who needs to learn what it's like to be a part of a family as well, but in a different way. He needs to learn not to be so destructive and learn to be part of it. When I was watching the film, I was trying to remember some of the scenes in the movie. It feels like how they get Stitch seems a little different. But I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch the cartoon in a while.
Yeah, me either. I meant to watch it and didn't, but yeah, I think it's the same. Like Stitch ends up in the dog pound, and Lilo adopts him through that. Like,
yeah, but isn't his sister with her? I can't remember if their neighbor was part of it too.
Yeah, I don't remember the neighbor, but yeah, I think you're right. Like Nani was like, "I'll take you to go get a dog."
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, she's like, "Don't do that, and I'll see you later."
Yeah. But so yeah, so I mean, the premise is the same. They got to learn to, be a family. It's cool. I think it's cool that Zach Galifianakis is one of the aliens that are tasked with hunting Stitch down and bringing him back.
And then the douche from Friday the 13th remake is the Pleakley.
Yep.
I will never not think of that scene. That guy.
I know, always. It's just, it just gets burned in your brain. And yeah, I mean, the humor's really safe. It's just really Stitch and Lilo getting in trouble all the time. Elvis didn't play as big a part in this one.
Yeah.
Which kind of gave it its fun thing, but I'm okay with it. I think the special effects were pretty incredible in the film.
Yeah, Stitch looks great.
I thought the aliens looked really good too when they were on that ship. They each kind of had a unique design.
I found them more off-putting with so much detail, though. Like harder to look at than the
Almost
cartoon.
too realistic.
A little too realistic, yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest change that frustrated me though was that it's really nice in the cartoon where like there's villains, but they're not really villains. Like by the end,
Yes.
like everyone's kind of like friends. In this movie, with Zach Galifianakis, I forget the character's name. Yeah, he's straight up a villain. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's Jumba, and you're right.
Jumba, yeah.
In the cartoon, he's more sympathetic. Here, he's he wants to use Stitch to take over the universe, basically.
Yeah.
Because Stitch can learn really fast, and he's so smart.
And then he died at the end of the movie, right? Like off screen, I guess, but yeah.
No, because didn't he get sucked up at the end? I think he did.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer that like I don't know. It's the original. It just feels like a lot of Miyazaki movies do that. And this one kind of by not doing that, just kind of I don't know, didn't. Like, I like teaching kids that thing is like even the villains can find a way to redemption, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I also too, I think Nani gave up on Lilo too quickly. I don't know, because they have this great connection, and I mean the actors who play that little girl who plays Lilo, I think it has to be her first movie. She has to be like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
she's really cute. The young woman who play Sydney Ayudong, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. She's very talented, very pretty. But she's really great in it. That scene where they're in the hammock and she's singing to her, I thought was wonderful.
Yeah. Other people brought up Captain Gantu was missing from the movie, which is like that big shark guy, and I was like, oh yeah, that was a character. I don't remember what he did.
Wasn't he he ended up being what the...
He was just like the...
Wasn't he the Cobra guy? Did they blend the characters, or was he in the cartoon as well?
Again, I think he was just muscle for like the galactic people. Like they were tracking him down, and then like Cobra was like the Earth's version of that. So I think they just merged them into one because that's one of those changes where I was like, oh, yeah, like it sucks to lose the character, but I was like, me not remembering 20 years later, like, oh, I guess it really wasn't that big of a impact on the movie, you know?
Yeah.
That I didn't think about it until someone's like brought up his name. I was like, oh yeah, that was a character in there. Where'd he go? So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I mean, it's fun, and it was cool seeing Tia Carrere. I don't know the last time I actually saw her in a movie. But she was in all the cartoons for Lilo and Stitch. So yeah, it's fun to see her again. Just an enjoyable movie. It doesn't break any new ground, but sometimes that's okay. It's more enjoyable. The remake of The Lion King looked great, but it seemed to be missing something. This one doesn't. I think this one has a lot of heart, and there's some fun moments in it for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lion King, like they keep talking about it's a live action remake, but there's what was live action in it, you know?
No, I agree.
This one has humans in it, so right there, like Lion King doesn't have that.
Agreed. Yeah, and I know I mentioned it when we did Mufasa, which I actually think is better than the Lion King remake, or reimagining, I guess is a better word of saying it. Because Stitch, you can make him kind of cartoony, and you still get the emotion behind him, where the Lion King, I thought it lost some of that expressionism that was sorely needed.
Yeah, because obviously he's not a real thing, so you can exaggerate him like a cartoon as much as you want. Whereas,
and even his I didn't even realize when he was talking, how iconic his voice is too, and his cadence and things like that until, they had Chris Sanders do it again, who was his director and the voice of him in the first one. So it's,
I think he created him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is definitely had that continuity, and it works because he should. I mean, that's what people love. And I mean, the theater I saw it with was packed and people were having a great time with it. So
yeah,
it's definitely a crowd pleaser.
It's also directed by the director of Marcel the Shell. So
is it really? Oh, maybe
experience with the cute things. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense because I brought up the hammock scene. It's so well framed and it's, the lighting in it's so beautiful. That makes a lot of sense. I love Marcel the Shell. So that's good.
Cool.
All right. This week, Brad, we also saw Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Do you recommend Ethan Hunt's last Mission Impossible movie?
I think this is where we finally deviate because I saw your Letterboxd review. It's still a good movie. I don't like right away the editing I thought was off-putting. There's something about it in this one that was just like, there's this rule about never crossing the 180 line in filmmaking. And there's one scene in this movie where that just like goes out the window. And so if everyone ever tells me that I should not do that again, I will point to this Tom Cruise, Christopher McQuarrie movie where they professionals do it with no abandon.
Okay, explain that to me like I am 8-year-old.
Okay, dummy. All right, just kidding. So we should save it till after the.
Okay.
Because it'll be a bit. But the second half is better. And really the submarine sequence and the biplane sequence are like what I enjoyed most about the movie. Like the submarine part is so claustrophobic and terrifying. Well, not really claustrophobic, but like solitary, and sort of terrifying. But yeah, like there's so much exposition that's, I don't know. I feel bad saying like some of this movie feels lazy, and you can also kind of tell where they like readjusted to the last movie's reception. So it's not my favorite of the Mission Impossibles, but it's still like a quality movie compared to like what else is out there.
Yeah, and I thought this movie was awesome. I thought everything you said,
it's also less fun. Like,
there's definitely more serious tone to this film.
Everything is so serious and like, there's no fun. Like, the action sequences aren't like fun. They're like, this is do or die, make or break. Like, there's no fun running away from like the sandstorm, in like Ghost Protocol or something, Ghost Protocol. And there's no like build up to like, oh, we're going to like use a mask and it's gonna be fun. And like, everything's just like, the world is going to die if we don't do this. Like, there's humor in the very beginning and it's like so out of place for this franchise. That like it's so serious. Sorry, continue.
Here's the trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
This can't all be true.
Every word.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Am I reading this correctly? The Kremlin bombing?
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing.
That was just 2 months ago.
This explains the handcuffs. It's still not clear why he's here.
If we want to bring the world back from the brink, we have to deal with him.
Should he choose to accept?
Smart people on every side are close to panicking.
What exactly is your plan?
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan. All your secrets compromised.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this. You gave him an aircraft carrier?
Our lives are the sum of our choices. If this was your calling, your destiny, I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
So this takes place a couple months after Dead Reckoning, where Hunt is trying to stop the entity, which is an AI that is using. It reminded me a lot of Terminator, where it's using its self-awareness to wipe out humanity.
Yeah, it's Skynet.
Yeah. And so
Which right out of the gate, like the president wants him to come in, but they can't find him to bring him in. Like their agents can't find him, but somehow they got a VHS tape to him. I don't understand how that's, if they can't find him and he's in hiding, they got the tape to him? Yeah.
No, Hunt went and found the tape. I mean, do I have to explain everything to you? So Hunt is being asked by the government to come back in. He's wanted for the events that happened at the end of Dead Reckoning. But instead of coming in, he's kind of building up his team to stop not only the entity, but what's that dude's name? The bad guy who doesn't really matter, Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Stop him from acquiring it, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen going forward. He's continuing to work with Grace, and we learn that Luther is sick, and he's about to die, and he's created a way for Ethan to stop this AI program from launching all these nuclear arms all around the world, because it's slowly infiltrating the superpowers' computers to take control of all their weapons. So it's really a race against time for Ethan to pretty much save the world again. And to do this, he, this movie is really dense at the beginning because it needs to set up all the fun you have in the second half. But there's a lot going on. The president's dealing with, which I thought was a really actually fascinating moment, is Angela Bassett plays the president, and she has this dilemma where she does preemptive strikes to all the places around the world that have nuclear capabilities. And by doing that, they also pick a target in the United States that will be hit as kind of a way to say, oh, look, it got us too. So it wasn't us who did it. It was the AI program, because our people died too. It's a really fascinating dilemma that she's in. And, Nick Offerman's in it, and he doesn't have that big of a role, but it's kind of fun just to see him in a really serious role. And that's pretty much the premise. And so Ethan's basically going around the world in these set pieces to, stop this from happening. I think, everyone, and it was the most marketed part of it was the biplane, but I think the submarine stunts were some of the most intense in the whole series. Just because you mentioned it at the top, where you're right. I don't know if it's claustrophobic, but
It's just really lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, the suspense, and I
remember, Ethan's not in danger because it's only like halfway through the movie at that point. But like, there's still something about it that's just like, ugh, I don't like being in here.
Yeah, no, you're right, and he'll figure out a way to do it. But it goes back to Tom Cruise as a performer, where even though he's probably going to make it, there's still that element that you feel that maybe he won't. Like, what's his out of this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got that in the biplane sequence where I was like, this is the point where if they were going to like kill him off, this is where it happened. So I was kind of like, here we go. But yeah, leading up to that, I was like, he's safe.
Yeah. But that whole scene, I saw it in a packed theater, and everybody was really quiet. I mean,
that sounds awesome.
I mean, most people are quiet when I see movies anyways, but it reminded me not quite as intensely, but I remember when I saw Avengers Infinity War and the Avengers lost, it was that kind of quiet,
Mm-hmm.
And in this submarine sequence where, I mean, it's so expertly made, where the submarine is slowly slipping and rolling, and every time it would roll, you could feel the tension in the theater. And to me, that's incredible filmmaking. And, to go from that and him getting out of there was really fun. I thought it was really fun. They brought back the guy from the first Mission Impossible movie.
Kittredge?
No. The analyst who was in the Black Vault.
Right, yeah.
Because there's a throwaway line in that movie where they talk about sending him to that island, and that they brought it back, I thought was pretty fun. And that he had a great moment with Ethan where Ethan apologizes for, sending him away. And he talks about, no, you don't need to apologize to me because I met the love of my life. And I thought it was really cute and fun.
Yeah.
Because even that scene too, where his team is fighting in the burning house, was fucking awesome. And yeah, the movie was really awesome. And the biplane scene, I don't know how Tom Cruise can keep pushing himself the way he does, but he definitely does it.
Yeah, it was intense.
I'm waiting for more because you had so much to say before we cut here. What is the 180 thing, Brad? What are you talking about?
Okay, so when you're like having two characters talk to each other, usually you keep the camera on. If you like, just imagine like two people sitting at a table, right? And there's a line going down the center between each of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got like this two shot of like one person on the left side, one person on the right side. If you want to do like close-ups and cut into the scene like that, the person on the left, you still want to like have their face kind of like on the left side of the frame, and then the person who's on the right side of the table is still on the right side of the frame. So if you cut the frame in half in a close-up, it's still like they're pushed off to either side, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you cross, the 180 line, which is that line, if 360-degree circle, 180 is halfway through it. If you move the camera to the other side of the table and shoot the guy on the left side from that side of the table, they will be positioned on the right side of the frame, right?
Okay, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Okay, so I don't know how. Imagine a circle, and on the farthest points of that circle are two people, and there's a camera. Imagine a compass. Imagine a compass. On west and east, there are two people. On south, there's a camera. And the camera's filming those two people. And when you look at the picture, the person on the west side is on the left side of the frame. The person on the east side is on the right side of the frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you move the camera to the north side and film those two people, the person on the west side is going to end up being on the right side of the picture instead of the left now.
Okay.
So
they broke this rule in this film.
Yeah, so when you edit the movie together, at some points, Tom Cruise and Kittredge, the shots when they jump back and forth, they're on the same side of the frame. or they do shots of Kittredge where it's the left side of his face and the right side of his face back to back. So it's just like jumping all around. I guess to create more tension. But when I make films, people jump down my throat about like, hey, you're breaking the 180 rule. Not my friends, like film school people. So
well, now you can point to $1 billion franchise and say, see, I was right all along.
Yeah. A perfect example of me doing it is the Mayor Knobs lair scene where Alexei and Mayor Knob both end up on the left side of the frame a lot when they do their lines.
Speaking of which, is he going to make a return?
What?
Aren't you doing another film?
The Esquire movie? What?
I thought you were doing a Thunderbolts thing.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
See if people want to do the 48 this year. It's not looking good.
Yeah, no, that stuff I obviously don't pay attention to because I don't make film. But
yeah, so that was just one thing. The other thing is too, like early on when the movie is set up, he meets Haley Atwell in yet like another like rich person party in like London, I think, or something. Which I'm just like, they just like speed run to like that, and then they get captured. They get taken to like this underground lair, which is very much like reminiscent of him and Elsa breaking out. I was like, man, we're like retrotting some of the greatest hits of the other movies with these new scenes. And then they do like the only like real levity in the movie is when Haley Atwell is like off screen or like watching him off screen like murder the two guards with like all the like saws, like the medical saws and things like off screen. Yeah. And then they jump ahead to like, okay, Luther's got cancer or whatever. And Ethan somehow, like, Luther's been hidden being able to make his poison pill, but Gabriel is able to like find him after the like underground layer scene. Like, and then Ethan runs across, was it London? Like, it's a huge distance, and he doesn't bother to like get a car. He just runs the whole thing.
Why would he? He's fucking Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt.
I bet Gabriel didn't run it, so like, and like, how did Gabriel put that huge bomb down there? I don't know. Like, there's just like, yeah, a lot of like by himself. Like, he didn't have any henchmen with him.
Well, maybe he's just waiting for the perfect time, and the henchmen already left.
I guess, I don't know.
And they were actually waiting for him, Brad. And so when he got out, he just got on a helicopter and flew away because he didn't want to be around when that bomb went off, you know?
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, it's like,
I don't know.
I feel like
that up.
I feel like Ethan should definitely steal a car and get there faster than like, my friend's in trouble, I'm going to run it. Like, no, you should steal a car. Like, you're Ethan Hunt. You can do that. Get there faster and maybe intercept Gabriel. Yeah. Yeah, what else? Yeah, it's really like that first half. I was just like, man, this is like, it feels like they're compensating for like restructuring things or something. And then the last half is just like, it's so like serious. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then also like he's in the coffin to learn about the AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like such a boringly shot sequence. Like, it's like 5 minutes of like Ethan's eyes and then like just like generic stock, like, I don't know, AI internet nonsense graphics, you know?
They really should have just put some Johnny Cash over it to really sell it.
What?
It's Dawn of the Dead. Like the remake of Dawn of the Dead, the beginning is a bunch of stock footage and then a Johnny Cash song. So like the Armageddon and see, I'm a real nerd, Brad, so I reference movies when I watch movies.
Yeah, shut up. I'm still trying to think about this movie. So yeah, it was just like in this big expensive movie, like one of the most expensive movies made ever. Like that's the sequence. Like they couldn't think of anything more creative than that. And then they like have they waste time of like it feels like stock footage of like pre-rendered from other movies of like cities blowing up. I was like, yeah, we get it. Like, why are you wasting time showing us all these cities blowing up? Like, we've seen these in other movies so many times. Like, you guys are way more creative than this. Like, yeah, it might have been like one of those, again, like re-editing things where like whatever they felt didn't work in the last one got taken out, but they didn't have like more money to like do a new thing for this. So they're just like, yeah, just show them like looking at the entity back and forth, and we'll do some like Skynet, like cities exploding things from like Terminator 2 in the background. Yeah. So yeah, but otherwise, yeah, the climax and the submarine parts were pretty sweet. And then, yeah, it's pretty lucky that Haley Atwell's character like finds him in the Arctic or whatever at the exact position that he needs to be.
Yeah, that was a fun joke though. When Benji was explaining it, so you need us to find you at the exact place at the exact time, or you're gonna die. It's funny.
It's like I don't know how he didn't freeze to death. Like it's
because he's fucking Tom Cruise, bro. Didn't you see him convulsing when he was coming up? So it affected him a little bit. So yeah, that's Mission Impossible. Hey, another real nerd sent in her opinion on Mission Impossible. Here's Corinne with her review of Mission Impossible.
Hey nerds, Corinne here. In lieu of a Showtime this week, I'm actually going to talk about one of our movies of the week, that being Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Yes, I'm visiting my family for Memorial Day weekend, and I was like, oh, I don't think any of them are going to want to go to the theater. But actually, my mom suggested, like, hey, you guys want to go see the new Mission Impossible movie? And I was like, yeah, let's go. Initially I wanted to see Lilo and Stitch as well, but I kind of heard some bad things about it, and now I'm like, I don't know. Like, I might still see it eventually, but I'm at least going to wait a few weeks. I don't know. I'm not rushing out to see it, but for Mission Impossible, I'm going to spoil it. So spoilers for Mission Impossible. Click off here. 3, 2, 1. The Entity. So, yeah. I kind of wasn't a big fan of it. I think I'd give it like B-, C+. So, yeah, all 6 of us, me, my mom, my 2 sisters, and their boyfriends, we all went to see it. The whole family. Side note, we went to see it in the IMAX, which might have been a bad choice. Or at least, like, where we sat in the IMAX, we weren't even seated that far toward the front. I mean, I felt like we were kind of in the middle of the theater, but holy shit, we felt so close to the screen. And I was just, like, looking up at this, like, 3-story high projection of Tom Cruise's face, and it's like you could count every single pore on his face. I'm like, I do not need to see his face with this much clarity and definition, and this big, like I said, yeah, I don't know. It felt like we were really, really close to the screen. And it just made me notice how many close-ups there were in this movie, because I'm just like, we're just so close to everything. So, definitely not the optimal viewing experience. I mean, again, or at least where we were seated in the theater, we should have been farther back. Anyway, but yeah, ticket prices are so expensive. And yes, I know I had my Regal Unlimited, so I got in for a discount. But just for 4 tickets, I think it was like $80 or so. I mean, it was like crazy expensive. We went evening showing in the IMAX. And then, of course, they have like 25 fucking minutes of previews and commercials. And I'm like, oh my gosh. just the theater experience. It really is just like, you pay a lot. And sometimes you do get, IMAX, I'm like, I don't know if it's always worth it. But, I mean, we were having a good time going into the movie. But I told them ahead of time, I was like, this is nearly 3 hours long. And by the time you sit through the previews, it's pretty much at 3 hours, if not a little over, for how long you're sitting in there from when the showtime, the advertised showtime. Ours was like 7:10, and we didn't get out until like after 10 o'clock. So, yeah, it was just a long, you're just sitting in the theater, and it's just like, the movie just keeps going and keeps going, and I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen all the Mission Impossible movies. I've seen, I think, over half of them at this point. But I think these last 2 were just kind of needless. I really feel like it should have ended with Fallout. Like, Fallout was such a good way to end the franchise. and just kind of leave everybody on a good note. And I just felt like the last movie a little bit, but definitely this movie, it just kind of wasn't any fun. Like the stakes are so high the whole movie. I'm like, I get it. It's a very, the subject matter is very serious, but it's like, it's not really fun if it's like the fate of the world and the whole time, like, nuclear annihilation is like, imminent, and, it was just, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really like a fun action movie. It was just more of like a very serious action, not even a thriller, really. It was like, I don't know, action drama, maybe? Just a lot of really, really dramatic scenes, and at some point, like, the tension just builds up so much that it's like, I just kind of I can't speak for everybody else, but I was like, at some point, there's just so much tension. Like, it just, like, the stakes keep raising, and it's like, we're already talking about literally the end of the world. I don't know how much higher the stakes can get. Honestly, like, sometimes I just cared about the little things, right? Like, the scene where they're visiting that couple up in the Arctic or something on St. Matthew's Island, and, like, the house catches on fire, and the old guy's, like, sending out the radio signal and typing out the Morse code, and, like, he's, like, surrounded by fire, and I was like, oh shit, is he gonna make it? Like, is he gonna be okay? And then it cuts away to Ethan for, like, half an hour, and I was like, well, what happened to the guy? Like, I want to know. I'm like, Ethan's gonna be fine. He's got plot armor, he's gotta do shit. What about the old guy? Like, I wanted to know what happened with that. But yeah, at some point, it was like, the tension just kept mounting so much, and I was like, nah, everybody's gonna be fine. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not saying there weren't good elements to it, but for me, the bad outweighed the good, and it just kept going. It overstayed its welcome. It was just too serious. And especially if this is supposed to be the final act in this franchise, the final movie in this franchise, I just don't feel like we got a satisfying ending. I don't feel like I liked Luther's little monologue, the recording he left for Ethan at the end. That was really cute and really sweet, but otherwise I'm like, we didn't really get any closure with these characters. I really feel like we're gonna see all of them again. And that kind of makes me mad, because they advertised it like this is the last one, where this is the final reckoning. Like, what's going to be after this? I don't know. I'm like, remember when this was just like a fun franchise, and, people were just like, yeah, there were stakes, but it was like, oh, we got to save, the identities of all of our operatives in the field so they don't fall into enemy hands, or we got to protect, I don't know. I can't remember all of them, but it's just, like, now it's like literal, obliteration of the entire human race. It's like, okay, like, ratchet it down a little here, guys. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's late, and it was like 3 hours, and I was like, at some point, I was just like, let's wrap this up. It just kept going and going and going. It was, like my friend Dell says, he uses the phrase, long story lasts long, and that is exactly how I felt about this movie. It's like, just when you think, like, okay, you're going to start wrapping this up, right? No, it just kept going instead. So, that's how this felt. Sorry, this isn't the very best, most coherent review, but sorry. This is how I feel about it. But yeah, not terrible, but I don't feel like it did enough for me. It wasn't like a fun action movie, which I kind of wanted it to be. I knew, again, there were going to be stakes, but it wasn't very fun. I knew it at least was going to be long, so I had that expectation, but it felt long, and I didn't want it to. And I wanted it, if this is the final chapter, I wanted it to give some closure, and I liked a lot of the things that kept coming back up. Like I said, I liked the guy from the first movie who, he ran the vaults in the first movie, and now he runs this thing on this island with his wife. And I liked his moment with Ethan, where they're talking about, like, oh, I thought I ruined your life, And he's like, no, you didn't ruin my life. Like, because of you, I have the life I do, and I'm happy, and I'm grateful for it. So in a way, you saved me. And I was like, that was a good scene. And, you know, all these little elements that kept coming back up from the previous movies, I was like, I like these connections. But what happens, you know, where's the finality? Where's the closure for us, the audience, as far as, like, what's going to happen to these characters? You know, I was telling my mom, I was like, okay, like, Ethan and Benji, they were in the IMF. Did they get to retire? Thank God, like, he was with the CIA or something. Does he go back to his job? Does he get awarded, or does he get reprimanded or something for going off with Ethan when he wasn't supposed to? Does Paris, does she go back to being an assassin? Does Grace go back to being a pickpocket, a thief? Because, I mean, I thought the whole thing in the last movie was she basically got initiated into the IMF by Ethan because Ilsa, like, sacrificed herself to save Grace, and Grace felt like she needed to take up the IMF mantle to kind of repay that. I don't know. Yeah, I felt like we needed some more closure with the characters. Like, I was like, okay, they had that scene in the Trafalgar Square where they all saw each other, everybody was safe, but now what? You know? And it would have been nice if Ethan had a little moment with any or all of them where he got to talk to them and thank them for whatever they did, or yeah. I think if this was really going to be the last chapter, they should have had a little bit more at the end, more of an epilogue or denouement or something, because it felt they spend so much time on this build up to everything, and then the ending is just like whew, just flies by. It's like, oh, we get a monologue and a montage. That's it. Okay. This is a 8-movie chapter, or 8-movie franchise. You want to give it, like, maybe 15 minutes? No? Okay. I guess, yeah, we don't want it to overstay its welcome. We don't want it to pull a Return of the King, I suppose, but, yeah. I don't know. A little bit more would have been nice, but that's how I feel about it. So, I'll leave you guys there, but, stay safe, and I'll check in with you guys next time about something. Bye.
What if at the end of Mission Impossible, Ethan just looks at the camera and says, "This mission just got a hell of a lot more impossible."
They did that. I think Ben Stiller did that, right?
Yeah. So to this day, it's my favorite Easter egg on any DVD of all time. If you get the Mission Impossible 2 DVD, you had to go to the languages and then push right arrow all the way, and then it'd highlight, I think, his glasses. And when you did, it'd play the Ethan Hunt stunt, or Tom Cruise stunt double. And, his name was also Tom Cruise, but it's Crooze. And just Ben Stiller being funny with Tom Cruise.
That was a good one.
It's a great one. Hey, Corinne, thanks for sending that in. We appreciate it. So, Brad, normally I do news, but like I mentioned at the top of the show, I don't even think you knew this went to Threads, did you? Your post you made about Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I know they generally do, but it wasn't on my mind when I posted it.
So I'm going to read your initial post that you put on Instagram that has now put us, we, on the top of our page on Threads, it says we have 970,000 views now in the last, let's see, let me go ahead and do a recap here.
Maybe like 3 days?
Yeah. Because I never know what's going to catch on when you put it on the internet, because, again, we don't do things to do hot takes, you know what I mean? We just post what we like. Usually it's movies or just observations we make. So yours is, I knew it was too good to be true. 30 minutes into an IMAX screening of MI, The Final Reckoning, all by myself. Then 4 douche bros barged in, chicken screaming, hollering, chatting like it was their own private screening. To their credit, Regal gave me a refund, but this is a big reason why so many people watch movies at home now. people complain that Hollywood needs to make better movies. No, we need better audiences, which is reasonable. And I think we've all experienced being in a theater where people are just, just out of control. And, there is a difference between enjoying a film and cheering with the movie, opposed to just doing it to be obnoxious, right?
Yeah, this wasn't that. This was like they decided to have their own MSG3K session where, I was like 30 minutes into the movie and then like they come in and they're just like talking, chatting, like carrying on the conversation they had in the hallway, full volume. And they sat down and they'd be like making fun of like what was going on screen and like wondering where, like what was going on. Cause clearly they'd missed a good chunk of it. But yeah, they like would just chicken scream out of nowhere or, what was it? Like they shouted something about Ethan, like, don't do it, Ethan. Like not in a like,
but they're doing it in like, I'm so clever way, right?
Yeah, no, not like the killers behind you, shout out. It's just like, it's like they're lost in the movie. They don't know what's going on. And so they're just like trying to entertain themselves to like catch up,
Yeah. So that post is really nothing. I mean, you're just saying something. And I'm guessing you just put it up there because, saying, hey, this is what happened to me tonight. And then there's a picture of the IMAX theater. Did you take that picture this night, or is this one you've taken before?
It was that night. Like, so I got there early, and I'd been watching throughout the day of like, I think I want to go see MI later, but I'll see what like the turnout is because if it's like crazy, I don't want to go. And to my shock, like up until 10:30, like it was empty. I was like, this can't be real. Like, it's like, what was it? Sunday night? No, Friday night? Yeah, or Thursday night. It was Thursday night. I was like, on Thursday night, when like new movies are come out, no one's going to see the IMAX version of this. Like, this can't be real. But yeah, like, so for 30 minutes, I was sitting there, I was like, oh my God, it's actually happening. Like,
this is the greatest day of my life.
But I got there so early, like, they hadn't even cleaned the theater yet. So, like, I had all this time to like run around and take the pictures, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, so you post that, just basically saying that people complain the movies need to be better, and you're just saying that, no, we need to be better as people.
Yeah, I read so many comments online about, like, they don't make good movies anymore. I'm just like, nah, I think your expectations of what should be in the theater has changed.
Yeah, so it's something that I can't believe went viral. It's probably the most viral thing we've ever posted. It's got over 5,500 likes and tons of comments. And this isn't to say, oh, we're viral. It's just, I wanted to point out the yin and yang that happens with social media when it gives people a voice. I would say 98% of this is people sharing similar experiences and, basically putting, the 100% emoji up, they agree with you. And so I thought it'd be fun. I went through and I highlighted my favorite comments people's made. And this one is from a gentleman. He says, I remember back when I used to see movies, people would smoke weed and have sex in the theater. Audience have never been perfect. And Lilo and Stitch just broke Memorial Day weekend box office record. People show up for a good movie. Basically reiterating your point, if you make a good movie, people will show up. And the audiences sometimes suck. And then I always thought this was funny. They put, where the hell did you find an empty IMAX theater for Mission Impossible? Yeah. I think that was a lot of what people were saying. Like, a lot of people are like, where do you live? Then there's people that commended Regal saying they refunded you. That's really nice.
They actually want to refund my concessions too, but I was like, well, I already ate it all, so I'm not going to like take money back for that. So they even went beyond that.
Yeah, so that was really cool of them. Now we get to the good stuff, Brad.
The hate.
So this is one. The issue is you. They had the time of their life, but you appeared and acted as if it's your own private screening.
Appeared? I was in there 30 minutes before them. I moved even.
So yeah. So this is so one person called Miss Texas. She said, "I'm sorry this happened to you. right below that, maybe don't be so delicate and watch the movie again. Oh, man. It's ironic that you say that because you clearly took a pic thinking it was your own private screening. You are paying for the communal activity and get mad when the community shows up. That's like going to the gym and getting mad other people are using the machines. If you don't want to experience this, then you should have paid extra for the Alamo.
I'm fine with other people showing up. Just,
I
don't
think they
make
missed the
yourself the
point
center
of
of
your.
attention. Yeah.
They missed the point of your thing. I just laugh because, they're calling you out. This is how it changes. This is the natural progression of things that go viral.
Right.
And then this one just made me laugh. Do people not yell at others to shut the fuck up anymore? Over the years, I've done that, and the threat of violence is usually enough. I was always prepared for it to escalate, but never did. People to shut up.
Yeah, I stopped doing that after someone attacked me. So
yeah, I mean, you actually had an experience where someone did that to you.
Yeah.
And then this happened a lot in it. A lot of people said, "Not true, didn't happen." That happened like 5 or 6 of them. There's just one that so on Threads they actually have a thing where you have to approve messages that cuss, and I always do because I think they're funny. This one I haven't approved it yet, but it just happened, but it made me laugh. Buy the theater if you want to watch it in peace, you quiet hoe. And then one said Hollywood Op posted this. And then the
Sweet,
response
I'm a Hollywood operative.
Yeah, yes, especially the ones that complain and get a refund, loser. And then it said, the one right below that says, you sound like the problem. And then the one below that said, never happened. You're either a liar or a coward. Fuck, dude. They're really coming after you.
Coward?
Yeah. And then right below that one, it says, no one cares. Below that one says, just tell them to shut the fuck up.
No one cares. You read the post and commented. You care.
And then it said, and magically you have no pictures or videos. Sounds like you wanted to be on your own personal private screening too, dude. There's one I think it got deleted because they wrote pussy in it. So then, and then someone was real clever. They put, you sound like a real nerd. Below, then that guy responded to him, bet them kids ain't have a daddy that in the house to whoop their ass.
Yeah.
And then this is the last ones. Are you serious? You're stupid snowflake. But they spelled your wrong. They did Y-O-U-R, not apostrophe R-E.
Yeah, exactly what someone would say snowflake would do.
Yeah, this probably didn't even happen. Too much of a coincidence considering how often, and then it just ends.
Yeah, everything's a conspiracy to them.
And then someone called that person a Trump pansy. So those are just some highlights. There were so many comments. I just wanted to point out some that it totally ran the gamut of, hey, yeah, that's not cool, man. I can't believe people would do that. Let's enjoy the movie. And then other people calling you a liar and a snowflake,
a coward,
and a coward. Just really run the gamut. So way to go, Brad. Way to incite visceral reactions, good and bad, from people.
Yeah. Yeah, I love putting negativity in the world. It's so great.
Well, it's funny because you must have posted that really late at night because
it was like 40 minutes after I left the movie, right? I didn't finish it.
Because I went to work that day at 6 a.m. and my phone kept on going bing, 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 bing. And I go, oh my God. And then I didn't look at it right away, but I thought it was, I don't even know what I thought it was. And then I looked down and the thread said, your post has gotten more interaction than any post you've ever had. And it said 36,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I don't think I even hashtagged it even.
You didn't. It was literally just what I just read. There's no hashtags. There's nothing. You didn't even at Regal in it. So I don't know who found it and made it blow it up, but something made it take off. I have no idea how it did.
Yeah, I don't. I guess there were like a lot of people up that night, like looking for movie posts.
Yeah. But we got about 12 new followers from it, and they said you have a new follower because of this post. So good job, Brad.
Nice. All right. Well,
yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to hear like 3 weeks of episodes.
Yeah. Well, we'll post those up, and when we talk about Mission Impossible, maybe they'll hear their comment on there, and they'll go, "Oh, you fuckers."
Yeah. Did you reply to any of those, or you haven't?
I did. I replied to the ones where they asked about if we had Alamos. And I liked the ones where they told stories about their experiences. I'm not going to get in a tit for tat with people that are negative. So
yeah, it's totally a waste of time.
So I did. If you were cool and you shared stories, then yes, I did interact with them. But if you were someone calling us a snowflake and calling you a liar and stuff or a hoe, I'm I'm not going to respond to those ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if I really wanted to go even more viral, I could. But that's one of the things. Our original mission is we expect every movie to be good, and we're not going to be those people. I'll call them out for being assholes, but I'm not going to engage in keyboard wars with people.
Yeah, they're just always going to want to be the last word, so you'll never end.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah. Like I didn't video it because like I'm not a Gen Zer. Like my mind doesn't think to like record my interactions like right away. Although I probably should, because if a fight did break out, probably be safe to have that.
Yeah, but if you record it on video, and they'll say, "Oh, but it's good enough for you to put a video out of it."
Yeah,
that was going to happen if you did that.
I think like when we started the podcast, I tried to. One of the things we were going to do was like take pictures of people like this and like shame them on the internet. But like camera technology for phones sucked so much back then that like the pictures always came out like you couldn't like make them out anyway. So like I was like, oh, this is never going to work. And it's like maybe now it would, but yeah. I also like when I left, I was like, yeah, I should have recorded them being obnoxious because that would like prove it. And then, like, I should have pulled that move I did the last time this happened with, like, a couple of just, like, plopping myself down right behind them and saying nothing until, like, they got weirded out and left. So, but yeah, like, I was, like, in the car, but by that time I was like, I should have done that. Fuck.
Yeah.
And when I tried to leave the first time, like, I went up to the top of the stairs. I was like, I'm going to go through the top exit. And, like, the doors behind those doors set off the alarm. So I was like, great. Now I got to walk all the way back down in front of them. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, well. Cool. We watch things throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
What did I watch this week? I went to the not Regal, but like Mystery Monday movie. Was it the Alamo this time? Yeah, it was the Alamo. Because I thought I was gonna. Oh yeah, I remember what this was. So yeah, I went to the mystery movie thinking like, oh, Mission Impossible is coming out this week, and Lilo and Stitch. It says it's rated PG-13, so it's probably not. Lilo and Stitch. So it must it's the only other thing coming out is Mission Impossible. And then I found out that it was actually rated R and they printed it wrong on the app. And so it was Bring Her Back.
I remember you were trying to get me to go with you. You're like, you should come see it. It's Mission Impossible. I
Yeah.
said, it says rated R. He said, you bring Kellen.
Well, all the movies I've gone to have been like the movie coming out Friday.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Bring Her Back comes out, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't on my radar. So, yeah. So I'm glad that didn't work out for you. But yeah, it's from the makers of Talk to Me. There's these two kids. One of them's not fully blind, but they have like eye damage to where they can mostly make out shapes, but it's pretty bad still. And then she's adopted, and she has a brother, and their father dies slips in the shower, I guess. And so now they have to go to foster care. And Sally Hawkins adopts them and takes them back to her house. The son is skeptical. He has a troubled background. He was like in juvie for a little while for something. So Sally Hawkins only wants the girl, but not him. But she reluctantly agrees to take him as long as he behaves. And when they get there, they find out she already has a kid that she's taking care of. And he's just quiet, reserved, feels kind of fucked up somehow, but won't vocalize any of it. And so, as the story goes on, you find out that Sally Hawkins is really into keeping the girl, and is kind of sabotaging and trying to make the son look bad so that the state has to take him back. And then you find out why the other kid, I forget the name is, why he's so messed up. And it's pretty like grotesque and eerie, and I wouldn't say scary as much as the trailers make it out to be, but it is like a really like weird, haunting kind of movie. And there's also like this like cult side, like backstory, like this cult that like videotapes people being possessed, that figures into it later. That's really kind of like disturbing. So, yeah.
I was reading an article about it on Variety, and, they track audience scores on opening day in select theaters, and they were shocked that I think it's a B plus, meaning people generally like it. And they said it's kind of rare for a horror film that is, like you described, so grotesque and kind of dark for people to really like it.
Yeah. It's kind of gory, and like, there's also this like really cool shot. I think it's even in the trailer where she like puts her bloody hand on the window and like it wipes around in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like just filmmaking when I was like, yeah, that's a really badass shot actually.
Yeah.
It just like tracks so well. So I think if you're looking for like horror stuff right now in popcorn summer, like it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it because I did like Talk to Me. I thought that was a cool movie.
I haven't seen that one. And then I went to Portland this week and went and enjoyed a bunch of their like vintage theaters. And one of them, the Hollywood Theater, was playing Friendship with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson.
Ooh.
Which was great.
I really want to see that one.
Yeah. It's the premise, it's like I Love You Man, but so weird and odd like version of it.
And Tim Robinson's kind of having his moment now. He's everywhere with, everything is that meme where it's from Starship Troopers and they're saying, I did my part. And then it cuts to him. I did too fucking shit.
Yeah.
And it's usually, they do a lot with sports with that one now. It's funny.
It's very much that I think you should leave show vibe. And like Paul Rudd isn't in it as much as you would think. It's very much Tim Robinson's character, like just being an oblivious idiot to a lot of stuff. And everyone like around him laughing at him. But yeah, just some of the gags are just so like simple and dumb and funny. Like early on, he's going to work and he just like fills his coffee cup like all the way up to the top of the edge, and then he has to like walk it from the break room to the meeting, and he's like going so slow, and like one of his coworkers walks by and just like says like douchebag, like like fucking idiot. And he's just like ignoring them completely, and then like when he finally sits down, like puts it on the table in the break room, like it spills out, and he's like, God damn it, like just like what'd you expect? Yes. When he's like hanging out with like the new group of friends or whatever, like he like runs through a glass window, like he forgets the door's closed. Like they have this underground like urban exploring thing where like he's constantly losing his cell phone, or like it's dropping in puddles. And he makes comments about like, I can't get my shoes wet. They're like this specific type of shoe. I don't know. It's just it's like odd and specific weird humor. But I had a blast. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's like a callback at the end that like I saw coming, but it was still great.
Hell
yeah. And then the last thing I saw for the first time was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, nice. That movie's awesome.
Is it?
Brad, what do you like? No, I think that movie's awesome.
It takes a while to get to where you want it to go.
It does.
And I think it's funny that when people make fun of Quentin Tarantino for like having a foot fetish, they don't post more pictures from this movie for it. Cause it feels like the whole meme is made from this movie. Like the whole lore is from this. But yeah, even when you get to like the vampires in the later half, like the effects are so bad, like the digital parts.
Oh, yeah. It's from like 96.
And you have Tom Savini on set. Like, come on. Like you really went for digital at 96? Like, I feel like all this should have been practical. So, yeah, that's not great. But in theory, I think it should have been like more fun than it is. It just, it takes a long time to get there. And then it's over. It is really cool when they start like making their own weapons and stuff, but again, also like people make dumb decisions and it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think the movie's really fun.
What'd you watch?
I didn't watch too much this week. I showed my kid Jason X just because I wanted to watch it, and I go, this one's not too bad.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
And yeah, it's actually a pretty fun Friday the 13th. On paper it shouldn't work, Jason in space. But I think they have a lot of fun. The filmmakers had fun making it. And it's not like scary at all. But Kellen, when the lady got her face smashed all in, he's like, "Oh, awesome!" So I'm like, "All right, my kid's cool." So yeah, the only bummer is so it's in 4K. I got the Arrow one. The box art's really cool. The booklet that comes with it has 2 cool essays in it. They only have one new interview with Harry Manfredini, who is the composer of the film. And he has a really fun interview. It's about 12 minutes long. I wish there was more. But they do bring over all the stuff from the New Line Platinum DVD and some of the interviews that were on the Scream Factory one. So, so it's really fun. And again, when you have the more space on the disc, the audio mix was awesome. When he was walking through that virtual reality thing and it kind of, goes around him, you can really feel it. And so it's kind of fun watching movies like that and hearing them for the first time, how they're supposed to sound, or when, you heard them in the theater for the first time. So that was a lot of fun. That's all I watched this week.
Also, I meant to tell you, speaking of Harry Manfredini, they do Crystal Lake tours, right? At the campground.
I know.
And he, I guess, is there this week or next week.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, I wonder if I can go. It's like $150 for the tour, but then, it's going to cost like rental car and
getting out
lodging.
There's the problem.
Yeah, that's where it gets expensive.
But yeah, if I had the ability to, for sure.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to try to do it at some point. I think October is like the next big thing. So
hell yeah.
Or like show the movie or something out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do know they do that. That'd be really fun. Next week we are seeing Karate Kid Legends. So stay tuned for that. You also can see us at Fan Expo Denver, July 2nd through the 5th. Stop by and say hi. Speaking of Friday 13th, that's what our booth will be. So take pictures, have fun. That's what we're there for. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerd.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!